guys, welcome back to Any Sooner. As always, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Join the family. We're always excited to have you guys. What's up, y'all? It's your boy JP. We back at it again from an undisclosed location. I'm not gonna tell y'all where I'm at right now, but just blessed to be able to take a little bit of a break. Let's get right into it. Caleb Williams' starting debut. The first true freshman to start for Oklahoma since 1990. Cale Gundy, who's been on the staff for 20 plus years, was the last one. Couldn't have gone better. You look at it, I believe it was either 1923 or 1823 for 265 yards, if I'm not mistaken. Could have been more than that, maybe 285. Somebody fix my stat line in the comments. 4 touchdowns, 4 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, 1 electrifying 41-yard touchdown run. The college football world was introduced to Caleb Williams. He is the most dynamic quarterback in college football. I won't say he's the most dynamic player. He is clearly by far the most dynamic quarterback in college football. Bryce Young is good, great. I would even say down at Alabama. C.J. Stroud is nice at Ohio State. They both got the arm talent. Caleb has the arm talent, but he has the explosion to make plays like that 41-yard touchdown run last night. And that, I think, is what makes him different and must-see TV, as Kirk Herbstreit said last night. You got to feel for Spencer Rattler. The kid is really good. He is, people act like he had, and again, he didn't have a really good season, especially by Oklahoma standards, but by a lot of other schools would take him right now. They just would. It's just the facts. Maybe outside of Alabama, Ohio State. I think Georgia would take him over Bennett. I do. That's how good he is. He's just, right now, he's just lost, and I don't know why. I'm not going to say it's Lincoln Riley, because Caleb Williams has stepped in and he's done what he's needed to do. And so clearly Lincoln Riley's had both in his proximity, and one has seemed to take more than the other. And I'm not going to say why that is or what's going on, because I don't know. But the fact still stands. Now, it's nice to have Spencer in there. It seems like he's still engaging for the most part, because if Caleb gets hurt, God forbid that, Spencer will be there hopefully to step in, step up. Now, again, Caleb could maybe have some struggles ahead of him, especially that last stretch with Baylor, Iowa State, and Oklahoma State. However, the poise that he shows just tells you that even if something goes wrong, he's going to be okay. And he also just opens up our running game, which makes everything else open up, which is the difference. I ultimately believe in everything, is why receivers are getting open more often now, why Kennedy Brooks is balling out. And the offensive line has done better too, don't get me wrong. Offensive line was shaky the first 4 weeks, and Spencer was in there, and so that's not necessarily his fault. But I'm telling you, Caleb galvanized this team. He did. He galvanized the team. And he has that it factor that Baker had, even that Kyler had to a little bit of a lesser degree. He just does, guys, and you can see it. He's the real deal all the way around. Defensively, obviously, we didn't love what we saw. We were down 4 to 5 defensive starters. DTY, Woody Washington, Jalen Redmond, Brian Asamoah went out at one point. I think also missing DJ Graham at some point in the game. And so, it's a nice week next week to get Kansas, who's just not good. And if any team you're not worried about on our schedule, it's Kansas. And so, looking to get those guys healthy that we don't need probably for next week. Then we got Texas Tech, may hopefully get a couple guys back. Then we got a bye week. It's oddly just a really good time. And we're hoping to start 8-0 for the first time since 2004 next week against Kansas. And so defensively, again, the defensive line, I don't know if it's I think what it was against Max Duggan was not trying to let him run amok on us, if you will. And we're containing him, trying to keep him in the pocket, which I think we really did a good job of. We had a spy, which is fine. That's the game plan. But I just wonder, especially with his foot being the way it is, if we would have just been better served going recklessly after him, because we weren't getting any penetration hardly at all. And I think that was by design. I don't think it's just that our defensive line is just right, because they're not. And TCU's offensive line is actually pretty good this year. But even still, like, I think that if you watch the game, it was very clear they tried to contain Max Duggan in the pocket, and he balled out by unintentional purposes. It's just what happens. TCU quarterbacks, Kansas State quarterbacks, against everybody else, they're like, Against us, they go off. He had 346 yards, 4 tutties, like, and 2 of them, like, come on, like, and that's what I said on the TL. Some of this stuff is just luck. Like, some of these teams just get lucky against this dog. Like, Joshua Eaton should have had that pick, and obviously Johnson's a bigger, stronger receiver, older guy too. He kind of ripped it out of his hands. You would still like to see Josh just hang on to the ball, but he was in good position. Like, and then the other one, I know we're talking about Billy Bowman, not the one in the end zone, but the one that got to like our 40-yard line, and Billy was in position. He didn't find the ball, but he was in position. He was swiping at the ball, and the guy, it went through his elbows and then hit his knee, and then he caught it, and then he ran and took off. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Lucky stuff like that just always seems to happen. I don't know why. And so, yeah, some of it was busting in the secondary for sure. And I think we'll continue to get better. But we just got to get healthy. And at the end of the day, we won by 21 points, which is what we've been looking for all year, right? We said, like, hey, first 4 weeks, defense, we kept it close. We were winning by 1-score games, low scoring. Would you rather have that, or would you rather have a 52-31 game? And some of y'all are just uptight and are tripping about a 52-31 game because the defense, you know what? We won by 21, okay? We're not all the way healthy. It'd be different if we were. Then I may be like, okay, if we're trying to win Natty, it's concerning. One thing I will say real quick, I'm going to let y'all go enjoy your Sunday. One thing I will say, I am concerned about the way we tackle. And Teddy Lehman said this on his podcast for Gabe Eichert last week. We guys break down and come up like this instead of literally just beelining at somebody, and it allows you to be broken down even more. It allows you to be flat-footed, correct? So that's something I've been frustrated with, just bad angles, doing that at times, that instead of just like going after the ball carrier, like we let them dictate what they're gonna do instead of us dictating what we're gonna do to them. So, again, hopefully it's something that Grinch is harping on. I would imagine. I don't know if it's maybe the idea of trying to rip the ball out, so they're not thinking about actually getting them to the ground. They're thinking about standing them up. Maybe that's a part of it. I can see that. I don't know. You guys tell me. But 7-0, 52-31 win over TCU. Caleb Williams has supplanted himself as the clear QB1 going forward, no matter what the depth chart says. We're just going to keep rolling. Kansas, you should be worried next week. If you look like that against TCU, you should be worried next week. That's all I'll say. We'll get back to it on Wednesday with me and Travis. We'll be back with our live stream. So, hey, we appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great Sunday. I'll see you soon. Boomer. I would do anything they make sure I'm not in last.